So, Fang-yu, tell us, which laws has this Chinese influencer been accused of violating? And if a Taiwanese citizen made the same kinds of videos, would they also face punishment?
So basically, this influencer violates the Cross-Strait Act, which is a special law on regulating Taiwanese people and the mainland Chinese people. Taiwanese people cannot help China's government to do some political affairs. So I think that is the main reason that the government is now punishing residents by revoking the permit. And for the citizens of Taiwan, then we have different laws. So, for example, we have the anti-infiltration law that is for the election period. Especially in 2019, we revised a series of national security laws. So you cannot take money for China and organize or to recruit the government officials or the military personnel and to promote for unification or to sell out our information, classified information. So we do have different regulations for citizens or for some of the immigrants.
What would you say to those who argue that democratic societies should tolerate objectionable speech, especially political speech, since criticizing the government is fundamental to democracy?
Well, admittedly, political speech is very essential, is very important. So I totally agree. However, freedom of speech has its boundaries. So we don't endorse hate crimes. We don't endorse that everybody can insult others and saying that it is a freedom of speech. Yeah, that's illegal. So I think the basic point I want to make is that freedom of speech is not unlimited. So according to our constitution, the clause 23, we have several preconditions that says that the government can make some restrictions on freedom of speech or other individual rights. And I do agree that we can support for unification with China. We can support for China. We can have a preference on China. It's all fine. However, right now, in this case, it is a case that people support China's armed conflict, military actions on Taiwan. That is encouragement of the military invasion. That is a violent annexation. So it is not a freedom of speech because we cannot endorse any kinds of violence. And China's military actions is a violence, a state violence against Taiwan. And also it will destroy our democracy. So we cannot say that it's kind of political speech, or we cannot say that justify that it's just a freedom of speech.
So, for you, you're not worried that this kind of action from the government could lead to more restrictions on speech down the road?
I don't think so because in democracies we have checks and balance. The government is doing or having some of the regulations or enforcement, and then the legislatures and the laws, including the cross-strait laws and others, the series of the national security laws are all passed by the legislature in recent years. And also, we have the judicial systems to make a balance. If the government is making too much restrictions on citizens, then there must be some rulings by the constitutional court, and the constitutional court can make the final decision. So I think that the system works very well in Taiwan right now. So I don't think that there's a danger of this. But I do admit that we have to be very careful about any kinds of punishment on people's or restrictions on people's individuals' right.